Thank you so much for listening to another episode of CX Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, Adrian Brady-Cesana. How are we doing, guys? I'm your host, Adrian Brady-Cesana. This is the CX Chronicles podcast, and this is a CX weekly update. It's been a minute since we've done one of these, guys, but this week I wanted to call out something that's kind of a big deal for me and for our team at CXC, but this week crosses 5 years of building CX Chronicles. And it's funny, when we were in our team meeting the other day, everyone was like, dude, what are you going to do for this? Like, it's a big deal. And I was like, well, number one, it's absolutely flown by. Number two, we've had the blessing, the fortune of essentially starting this podcast with all of you folks, and then over time, literally building a business around it. And as all of you know, from the very beginning, my goal and my mission was really to chronicle how all of these different customer-focused business leaders thought about the 4 CX pillars, right? Team, tools, process, and feedback. So, fast forward 5 years, we've got 15,000, professionals engaged, mainly founders and business owners and all sorts of different folks that are running customer-facing teams today. We've got 125 countries listening across the world. That's wild. We're approaching 300 episodes. We've been rated a top CX podcast year over year, and across Apple and Spotify, we consistently have a 4.9 out of 5 rating, which is just incredible. And thank you to all of you guys. And really all on the way, we've been trying to understand what top founders, CEOs, and customer-focused business leaders, what drives them, right? How do they think about sales? How do they think about CX, CS? How do they think about RevOps? How do they think about not just CX, but EX, right? And what are the frameworks and some of the best practices that they've been able to really kind of glean over their careers as it relates to the pillars. And honestly, guys, as all of you know that continue to listen every single solitary week, these are just honest discussions, right? We're talking with these incredible folks about what works, what doesn't work, where are they making their investments, and how have they thought about things along the way. So that's number one. Number two, like, just as I look back and think about some of the guests that we've had on the show and some of the companies that they're running, customer experiences at today, it's pretty wild. I mean, everything from Molson Coors to Amazon Web Services to Cisco to Microsoft to Forbes to Comcast to Marriott to Hallmark Business Connections. The list just goes on and on and on. And we've just been so lucky to be able to learn and to be able to really understand all the different ways that people are really kind of tackling and thinking about how to build customer and employee experience in their business. What I wanted to go through today is since we're celebrating the 5th year, of building CX Chronicles and building our team and building our customer base and our community, and then having the privilege of working with well over 100 different companies across the world, and now we've built strategic partnerships with 20 of the biggest and the best software and CX focused providers in the world. I thought it'd be fun to kind of do something a little bit different and really think about what are some of the main things that have been distilled down over these 270 episodes. And it's funny, I went to all of our friend, little buddy AI, ChatGPT, and I asked a very simple question. What are some of the main focus areas and the core learnings from all of the 260 episodes that we've been able to 270 episodes that we've been able to do so far? And here's what we came up with. Number one, the 4 CX pillars are core. Every single one of the episodes, these guests have confirmed and validated that these 4 areas of any business are critical. Almost every single one of them has unequivocally, put their fist down on the fact that team is the most important of the 4 pillars because it's going to guide and dictate all the other pillars. And secondly, it proves all of the things that we do today with our clients at CXC, where team and tools are 2 of the biggest areas that any business really needs to drill into and understand if they want to stay ahead in tomorrow's world, especially with AI being here, and especially with some of the disruptions and the evolutions and the maturations that are going to come very quickly because of AI. Those are 2 of the biggest things that we saw time and time again on every one of these episodes. Number 2, all of our guests in different words and in different ways and forms and paths of sentiment talk about how frontline insight is innovation fuel. Said another way, all of the guys and gals that are talking to your customers every single solitary day, banging out tickets, making sales calls, doing retention calls, doing the follow up, remediating and resolving issues, those are the folks that are going to be able to very clearly outline what are some of the biggest areas across the four pillars that your business needs to focus on to be able to get ahead and to be able to be a top performer in your vertical or your industry. Number three, human plus tech equals better together, baby. And man, over the last 50 episodes, AI is just a constant point of discussion. It's been fascinating to hear how all these different companies and business leaders have thought about how they're placing their AI investments. It's been very interesting to see the different levels of sophistication with some of our guests and their companies in terms of how far ahead they are or how far behind they are. And then the big thing, though, is everybody, all of these incredible guests and all of these folks in the CX Nation that we've been able to learn from, they all agree that AI plus humans is really what we all need to be thinking about. I say it all the time on the show, but I'm almost positive that what's going to happen across all these subject matter expert areas and roles and positions in customer-facing teams today, I think that, and I don't know how long, but whether it's 3 or 5 or 7 or 10 years, you're going to see the best and the brightest. The 20% of the best and the brightest are going to end up taking over and doing the jobs of the 80% that are going to have to go find something else, right? So human plus tech is going to be a game changer. And if you are not already learning and becoming familiar and getting comfortable with some of your laundry list of favorite AI solutions, you're going to get left behind, guys. You have to be, it's not scary. It's not anything to be worried about. It's incredible. The thing is, though, for really smart people and bright people and people that are visionaries, we could build shit faster than we've ever been able to build before for way cheaper. And that to me is exciting. Number 4, really understanding how to find the tangible personal moments inside any customer experience or any user journey that moves the needle. I joke all the time on the podcast that certain executive teams can roll their eyes when you start talking about customer journey mapping or user journey mapping or literally mapping and documenting all the different things or different ways that a customer or user touches your product or your service. But the reality is, in this world, more often than not, last mile or the actual personal moment opportunities in a journey are still going to be ripe to be done by humans, guys. So I find it fascinating that there's this blend between we're going to move all this stuff towards technology, but at the end of the day, people are still going to be the ones making decisions around who they buy from. So building that into your future journey is going to be critical. Number 5, closing the loop and building trust. Every one of our guests on the CX Chronicles podcast have different iterations and different ways of talking about how they not only build a customer feedback loop, but how they actually close, resolve, respond, and pay attention to some of the feedback that they're getting. I say it constantly on the show, and some of you guys probably laugh when I say it, but like, what's the point of asking for a bunch of customer feedback if you're not going to do anything about it? What's the point of doing an employee survey or getting employee feedback if you don't care and you're not going to do anything with it? And what's the point of asking for product and service feedback if you're not going to do anything with it? So this notion of closing the loop and really being intimately aware and involved with any time a customer or an employee or a builder or a user gives you feedback, man, that is gold. It should be treated like a currency. Think about small, scrappy companies that struggle to get customer feedback. So for companies that are already in a privileged position of getting regular feedback, make sure you're closing the loop and make sure that that's helping to prioritize some of the main things that your company's focused on for a given quarter or a given year. Number 6, customer experience impact ties directly to growth and sales. Now, this is one that for years people wanted to argue about this or debate this, but guys, we're now living in a world where some of the best companies on planet Earth that are growing the fastest, that are seeing just absolute, hockey stick growth. They've thought about their customer experience. They've thought about the user experience from the very, very beginning. They knew which area of a space that their offering or their service was going to disrupt. They knew their ICP or their customer base intimately. They knew exactly what types of pain points they were building their solutions for. And again, man, if you don't already see and believe that modern selling is customer experience, then you're crazy. And the last thing is this: the world is changing. The world is changing quickly. People and future customers and future markets are more often than not going to want to buy from companies that are constantly prioritizing not only their customer experience, but also their employee experience as well. Lastly, we've just continued to learn about so many different technology solutions, different software possibilities, and different forms of how companies are thinking about their tech stack. And I know I've talked about this a lot on the podcast recently, but like, it just baffles me that with all of this conversation and all this excitement around AI, that we're living in a world where companies are spending over $1.27 trillion a year. That's growing at a 20% compound annual growth rate. And there's wild underutilization everywhere, right? We see companies all over the world talk about how they have all these solutions, but people aren't using it. People don't know how to use it. People don't have the support or the content or the knowledge to know how to use it. And I think that that's going to be something that's just extremely ripe for disruption now that AI is here. Couple things. The big things that we do for our day job. I know all of you. I'm so happy and privileged that you follow our content. You follow into the show. But if you're a customer focused business leader that needs help in the following areas, reach out to CXC today. There's three big areas that we're focused on. Number one is our content offerings. We've had the pleasure of doing 300 podcasts. We've done so many different webinars, e-panels. We're doing more and more of the industry event-based IRL services or in real life services. If you need help thinking about your strategic content as it relates to your customer experience, your customer success, your customer offering, reach out to CXC. There's some things that we're doing with our clients and with our partners that could be very, very helpful to you. Number two are strategic partner solutions, right? Over the last few years, guys, we've literally built our own CXC marketplace. We've vetted and touched and felt and worked with all of the leading technology and service providers that are out there. And we've gotten pretty good at understanding how to categorize or stratify them based upon different company needs and different company sizes and different company challenges. So if you're looking for tools or you're looking to make investments on that side of your business, reach out to CXC and see how we can help to guide you in that journey. And then lastly, our on-demand services. We have always kept the lights on, guys, by working with incredible companies and incredible CX and customer leaders, helping them build their teams, helping them thinking about how to utilize their technology, helping them with building out living playbooks and how to, so that people had the information and knowledge that they needed to be able to utilize the business. And lastly, helping with feedback, right? Helping with voice of customer reporting, voice of employee reporting, voice of product reporting, doing all sorts of incredible engagements with helping companies understand how to listen to their customers better or their employees. And then lastly, we've recently launched the CXC Health Zone, right? After getting deeper and deeper and deeper into this space and learning more and more and more about all the different ways that people are doing this stuff today, we decided that it's our turn to start to help aggregate information, democratize some of the different areas of not just the four pillars, but how people are investing in AI. Create a world where people can land and utilize benchmarks and insights to see how other companies are building their CX. And then we really, really, really wanted to be able to spread the word and spread the love on how companies and business leaders can think about how they build their own playbooks and success plans and what types of CTAs or specific rocks need to be moved under the 4 pillars and under the foundation of AI to really take your CX performance to the highest level. If you haven't had an opportunity, go to the CX Chronicles website, CXChronicles.com. Go check out our CXC Health Zone. Sign up, log in, set up your account, take our health assessment, and explore our platform. See how you stack up to other companies. Check out our CTA templates. Look at our CXC marketplace. And then one thing that we're working on that's really, really cool, take a look at how we're starting to leverage the CX Nation and asking the CX Nation, our community of 15,000 customer-focused business leader, how they've done things. Also, we have dumped all of these episodes into a pool where you want to know certain things about the 4 pillars or AI, go ahead and ask our community and ask the CX Nation, and literally be served some of the responses based on all of the different companies and all the different past guests that we've had on the show. So it's not from me, it's not from CXE, it's literally from some of the best and the brightest folks on planet Earth that are thinking about customer experience and employee experience every day. So this is this week's CX Weekly Update. Huge thank you to each and every one of you for following along. Can't believe it's been 5 years, but we're just getting started, as they always say in this world. And I can't wait to see what the future holds. Thank you to every one of the guests that's ever joined the show. Thank you to all of the CX Nation team members that continue to follow our content and engage with our content, part of our newsletter. Thank you so much to the CXE team that's helped me just push this thing into the next level. So huge thanks to the CXE team. And, folks, as always, remember to make happiness a habit. Be sure to check out the CXC website. And as always, find us on any of your favorite podcast players, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and more.